Hey everybody, going to be starting up here in just a second with the live stream of exploring Velious today. Hey everybody. Let's get everything pulled up here. All right, so we made some moves off camera, just doing some grinding in Dragon's Necropolis, doing a little bit more AAs, and well, trying to get as much as possible, just to try to power my guy up. Got smoked pretty bad in KO the other day, but did get the Breastplate of Eradication, as well as I've got the Singing Short Sword Legendary. So we've got some great stuff. We are powering up right now as Landikar's Heart. But what we're going to do first is we're going to head over to some of the Velious areas that are going to have some stuff we may end up getting some upgrades for. So let's take a quick second here. So we're not going to go in there, that's for sure. We're going to be heading out this way. There's a big old dragon that spawns right in front of Dragon Necropolis that we are going to try to kill, because that is part of the progression with Velious. So let's try that first. So let's go ahead and go to the Echo guy. We'll get this set up, and then we'll kind of move from there. So I'll have to check. I tell you what, if that guy in Kale is actually part of the progression, we may have to grind quite a bit more and get some more gear, because he was very, very difficult. Hit extremely more powerful than anything I've fought so far. Am I going the wrong way in here? Oh, I guess I was. The Avatar of War. I couldn't think of the name. Avatar of War. He's the one that, well, actually, the idol before him was the one that beat me into the ground. Like, just put me in like a stake. So we're going to have to get more powerful before we go and take him on. Which is no biggie. So my plan is to kill this dragon here in Western Wastes outside of Dragon Necropolis, head into Dragon Necropolis itself, take out the dragon there as Landikar. We already attacked Velk's lab the other day, so we'll go ahead and skip Velk's. But then we're going to go into Kale, Cobalt Scar for the dragon in the water there. I forget his name. Kale will have the giants that we're going to try to take on, and possibly try to get some of the molds for the gear. I mean, it may actually be viable in a solo self-found run through to get that gear from, you know, the Velious combines. So we'll try to do that as well, and then kind of just if we have time, we'll try to push into Plane of Growth. To attack the Plane of Growth god, Tuner, it's kind of like Kha'Zix Thul in a sense, like it just drags the whole zone at you. So you must obviously kill the whole zone to do that. Well, this guy isn't really an AoE guy, so that's going to be very difficult. But I mean, I guess we could slow roll it. And then Plane of Mischief. In order to do Plane of Mischief, we have to go through Temple of Vishon to get there. So I'm not 100% sure that that's something that we're able to do at this point. But we're definitely going to try. I mean, worst case, we fail, right? I have a precursor video of me doing the turn-ins for the Bard Epic, but if you don't watch that and you just want to know the information now, I killed Trakenon like a bunch, like 4 or 5 times over the span of like 4 days, trying to get the undead gut string things, and you don't have to do that. You can actually just hand over a piece to the undead Bard, which is actually in a respawning instance of Velious, and at that point he attacks you, you kill the undead Bard, and then he pops a version of Trakenon that always drops the piece you need for your epic. So once I found that out, the rest of it was pretty easy to do. I just didn't know. I thought that Track was just being really unforgiving with me, drop wise at least. Nope. So this is called Klandakar, and he is one of the dragons on the list of necessary kills to progress to Luklin. So we are going to try our hand at him, and then of course go in and take on Zlandakar and Dragon Necropolis. We are seeing a curve in HP. Velious was kind of where it started. Luklin is where it gets really bad. Planes of Power, they kind of calmed down and went back to, decent mechanics. But the HP on these guys is very, very high in comparison to Kunark, or obviously base game. So turning into a lot more of an endurance fight on some of this stuff. All right. Ooh, look at this. We got several things in here. Reinforced Dragonhide Gauntlets, Reinforced Dragon Spine Vambraces, Exquisite Velium Claymore, and Worked Dragon Leg Breeches. So let's take a look at all of these. So 21 AC, 8 Dex. That's going to be a small bit better than these, but we're going to leave those. Dang, that would have been really good back in the day. Really good. Reinforced Dragonhide Gauntlets. Let's see what I've got. Lustrous. So yeah, those aren't going to be what we want. Reinforced Dragon Spine Vambraces, 3240. So we've got, I tell you what, I have been extremely shocked at how great that Plane of Hate gear has been. Klandakar's Talisman. Okay, that's far better. Boom. We got ourselves an upgrade. We're gonna have to really level that up after we get done with our current thing. All right, so we got that dragon down. Now we'll be heading into Dragon Necropolis. Dragon Necropolis used to be literally one of my favorite Velious zones to go into, just because it was well, I guess it was P99 that I really played here. But it was so challenging, even coming in as, you know, level 55, 56, 57. You were constantly looking over your shoulder for the rats and you know, any kind of ads. And of course, anything you stepped on that popped out a huge dragon or whatever it is. So it was a lot of fun to come in here and group up. Surprisingly enough, you know, being in Western Wastes, there wasn't a tremendous amount of people here that were in grouping capacity. So we're going to just kind of cheese it and run into Zlandikar. If you have played on the hero's journey, you have probably had your eyes bleed in this zone. This is where everyone goes from level 56 to get their AAs, and I know that realistically, out of all of the time I've spent on this server, I've probably spent the most amount of time in this zone specifically. On other characters, of course. But the reason we're leveling this up is it should be the next Simp Strike item that we need. And that came right off of Zlandikar himself. Last time I fought him, it was down to the wire. Like, literally down to the wire. I did an entire crawl through here just to see how many AAs I could get, killing everything in the zone. And it was a lot. I think it was like 70 AAs total. But, I mean, it was one of those that came down to either I got the last hit or he did. So, hopefully this time, with a few more AAs and stuff, it'll be a little bit more favored in my direction. So my thought process for the Bard Epic was that since I'm only able to put one instrument on at a time, yes, my drum may be better than the Bard Epic is individually, but I don't have to switch back and forth to use the Bard Epic. I can just throw it onto my range spot and it gives me 330, I believe, 360%. So it was 450 versus 360. So 360 obviously is worse. But now all of my stuff gets hit for 360, not just the percussion. So in my mind, I was like, that's better. That's better to have everything hitting for 360. So if you guys know better than that, please tell me. Obviously, I want to try to maximize the Bard side of things just so I can do better melee-wise. I'll tell you what, these dragons don't play with their aggro range, do they? Man, I swear, it's so RNG. My life just goes down and then sloop, slurp it right back. Down, slurp it right back. I guess last time I just wasn't getting any procs. take a look. Don't need. Oh, here we go. Landikar's Talisman. Wow. Wow, that's really good. That's way better than what we have. I wish it had Dex so bad. But I mean, I'm obviously still going to use it, but I just wish it had Dex. All right, so we're going to take that, obviously, and that's going to be our replacement for this black alloy necklace. To think that we got this in that place near Rivervale is crazy. We'll get rid of that. This used to be the go-to weapon for a paladin or shadow knight. So I'm thinking that if it really does double and it gives me 56 damage, 30 delay, this one might be a good secondary if we need to switch to sword and board. So let's take that. Maybe I can hand out this to somebody that will actually use it. Who knows? I don't know that anybody would use that now, but... Alright, so Landikar's down. So now the next thing is going to be hitting up Cobalt Scar. We need to kill a water dragon. You know what? I forgot. There's actually a dragon. Yeah, there's another dragon at the portal in to Awakening Lands that we need to get to. Okay, so we've got plenty of stuff to do today. So let's do Velious. Come on. What's going on? Tune the map. Hold on, guys. It's not letting me click anything for some reason. Velious. There we go. Cobalt Scar. And then the guy should be, yeah, right there. So I'll pop over a non-respawning. And then he's out here in the middle, like near a boat. So we'll just get everything going and then swim our way out there. Strangely enough, on this character, I find myself not using my taps near as much as I do on my other SK character, that is SK Rogue Wizard. The damage just isn't there like it is on the other one, because I guess I don't have all the extra crit stuff from the wizard. So I've really been focusing on, you know, getting my life back from the procs alone from SK. Which has been a little bit more challenging, actually. Alright, we need to get you... Ooh, big stun. Big stun. So I like to drag this guy out to the beach. This is where we used to fight him as a raid. So I guess it's just like where I bring him out now. I really think that if I can get my stuff proccing more, I'll be able to handle a lot more difficult content. But right now, I'm just really hurting to get more dex gear, I think, is the big thing. If I can get more dex or heroic dex gear to increase my proc rate, and of course spell damage, because obviously the more spell damage, the more I'm going to be siphoning, then I think that we'll be in a good boat. Blue diamond, take that. Rogue weapon, 32 PP though, I'll take that. Not a warrior, but that's a pretty hefty weapon. 36% haste on it without even being enchanted or legendary. That would be like the new mithril two-hander. Pretty cool. Ooh, Cloak of Crystalline Waters. Is that better than what I have? Or is it the same, basically? Oh, it's just I guess it just swaps HP for mana. How funny. Oh, and of course cold for fire. Well, don't need that, but that's pretty cool. I'll take it for the PP. So this guy's down. That one actually wasn't too bad. So this server is different, obviously, but I remember the one in Awakening Lands being absolutely terrifying. You would always, be asking in general chat or whatever it was over there, is this guy up? Because if he was, and you poured it in there, and you didn't have the faction you needed, you were just getting smoked. So I know things are way different over here, just because like all the solo ability and stuff like that, but I'm thinking this one may put up a little bit more of a fight. We will see, though. The plane of growth is in this zone too. So what we'll do is, okay, so we'll take out this dragon, hopefully. We'll go into Kale, try to fight some giants in Kale, and then if we succeed, or even if we don't succeed, we'll come out and we'll try to do plane of growth. Plane of growth trash shouldn't be bad at all, and there's actually a lot of money to be made there in the loot drops. But I don't remember if there's anything for Bard or SK, or Zerker for that matter, that would be an upgrade for us from the hate gear. But it would be the next step up, obviously, and in difficulty from hate. So hopefully there would be something good there. What really sucks in a way is that we already have the Berserker Epic. So the petrified whatever Flameberg thing that drops there, we wouldn't be able to use. But I personally feel like it is like the best looking two-hander in the whole game. I absolutely love that thing. So if you guys play THJ or the Hero's Journey or whatever, would you guys like to see more group content, or are y'all super happy with the fact that you can pretty much solo all content, depending on your trio, but for the most part, all trios, from what I understand, can kind of solo all the content? Or would you like to see, more group ability and group content? Personally, there's just something to me that kind of screams MMO when I think of group content. But in the same sense, I also understand the argument that, we've all played this game now for going on 30 years. Like, we probably don't want to have to rely on other people anymore to be able just to go through, see the content, experience the nostalgia, grind it out or whatever you want to do, and then get back to real life. You know, we're not sitting here doing homework when we get, you know, home from school anymore, playing EverQuest afterwards. Like, we've all got families and car payments and all the other stuff. So some people don't like waiting for the bat phone anymore. All right, let's try this guy. He's cool looking. Oh yeah, this guy's nothing. Wow, this guy's way easier than Zlandicar was. That's kind of weird, right? Like, Velx in Velx Lab had a tremendous amount of health. Maybe it's just my brain wanting to think that the dragon would be harder than the dude, but... Scimitar of the Emerald Dawn. What do we have here? Well, I'll take the platinum for it. Alright, well... I was hoping that would be a lot more difficult. I remember him just smoking the hell out of you if you zoned in to Awakening Lands and you didn't check first to see, or didn't have the faction. He apparently doesn't have the HP that I remember. But, off to kill we go. But yeah, I can definitely see some group content being fun. If it was optional, you know, just like, I don't think that you should have group content that leads to like super better gear, because I don't think a lot of people want group content. So tying it behind that would be something I think that would kind of anger the population of the hero's journey. But I think that having optional group content just for fun would be kind of cool. Or at least for those of us that don't hate group content. I guess it would also depend on how large the group had to be too. Like, there's definitely a lot of people that play this, but I don't think that there's a huge gathering of people wanting to do raids. I really don't see that. Like, I really think that it would be easy to get a duo together, maybe a trio, but I don't think that there's just a whole ton of people out there that are like, man, I'm itching for me a raid. I don't see it. So we're going to do this side first, and then we're going to go over to the other side. Don't remember which one, I guess, is going to be the more challenging. What is going on? Why do I keep doing that? Okay, so this is King Tormax, then this way. Okay, so yeah, we'll do King Tormax first, and then we'll go over and do the Avatar. Or try to do the Avatar. I do have a new breastplate, and new feet that I didn't have before, and of course the Bard Epic. Not that I fully understand what that's going to bring me on a fight like that, but I'm hoping at least I fare a little bit better. Well, I guess I could put my songs up. It's kind of cool. Neutralize magic on that would be good. I did pick this up from Vaniki. It is supposed to, did it already do it? No, that's Blade Dance. It has a slow on it, which I thought would be pretty cool, but obviously it's not going to proc right now. I don't think there's a way to solo pull these guys. I think that you have to pull all of them at once. I mean, geez, I guess we'll see, but... Yep. Okay, well. So we've got 4 on us now, and something called three giants and something called Kayenka, which I've never heard of. Well, these don't seem too difficult, like hit wise. I guess Kayenka is just a weird giant. Kind of a goofy name. Like you got King Tormax, this guy's Veldin Dragonbane, and then of course Kayenka. See, here's that HP I was talking about. Just HP for absolute days. Yep. Definitely got some HP. He doesn't hit soft, but he's definitely not. He's not pumping out the kind of damage that I feel like is going to overwhelm the procs I've got. So this guy's good. I had him last time, but I guess I don't know if he rampaged or what he did. But at the end, he started really hacking into my life. But I mean, I just used a few taps and got back where I needed to be. I say a few, it was probably like 10, but I don't remember if it was like something specific he did or if it was just Tormax being Tormax. Boom, hit for 17,000. That's not bad. Boots of the Storm. Let's see what these are versus what these are. Oh wow, Boots of the Storm are better. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so let's get those Boots of the Storm on. Pop these over here. 2 of them though, like both legendary. That's a good lucky thing right there. All right, well, Tormax is down. So let's pop ourselves over the other direction and work on pushing in to the Avatar. We'll skip through the trash. We'll go through the arena. And we'll definitely want to fight the dude on the bridge, because I know he has a chance to drop some good stuff. So we'll take him on. We'll go through the little ringer here, and then if the Avatar is still too hard, then I'm not gonna waste too much time on it. I'm probably gonna just take us into Plane of Growth, because we may just need upgrades to start completing some of this stuff. I'm still literally wearing like a lot of russet things, like just a lot of stuff from Plane of, well actually dude, tremendous amount of stuff from Plane of Hate. So I'm still going to be running things like Veneral Sathir and tracking on probably daily to see if I can't get the legs and chest. I do have the chest plate, actually. The Blood Ember chest plate for SK. I was actually really hoping that it was going to be better than it is, because it looks like this is far better. But I'm probably going to keep trying to get the Bard one or something, because I want the one that has like the right click heal. That's what I was really looking for. because you can use it while moving, which makes it extremely convenient. Especially if you're pulling like a whole group of mobs or something, you can just click it to heal the whole way while you're doing it. Yeah, it's this guy. This is the guy that drops some gear. I need to definitely take him out. Again, though, you're definitely seeing a boost in HP on these guys. I don't feel like I do bad damage. Maybe you guys can tell me. I mean, if I do bad damage, let me know if there's something I can do to do better damage. But I feel like I put out, I mean, pretty decent amount of damage, especially for having like pretty bad gear. And they just have a tremendous amount of HP. And for anybody that hasn't seen yet, this is a SK Bard Berserker. So, basic gear. I did get the epic for the Berserker. That took about 2 hours. The epic for the Bard took me almost 5 days, and that is because I didn't realize that you could spawn an individual form of Trachodon to give you the undead gut strings. But everything else is pretty basic. I do have these two, the from Velious, and the rest of it is basically all, well, and that from Velious, but the rest of it's basically all from Kunark, and a large majority of it is from Plane of Fear. So, in dire need of finding some guys that drop good stuff. See, that's what I... Oh, no, it's not. Well, it looks like what I've got is better. But cool that I got a drop, I guess. Pretty cool. So this guy, the statue, I killed him. I was able to get this guy down. I went through this little secret passage of all these red guardians. I got them all down. And then there was a guy standing right before the avatar little pit, and he clapped me pretty bad. Like, it really wasn't even fair, like, the amount of damage he did to me. Like, I don't know what was going on. And with the amount of HP he's got, there's just no way for me to sustain the healing or keep a defensive up long enough for me to survive. So, yeah, I just unfortunately went down. Oh, geez, I got all of them. Okay. Well, that didn't happen last time. Let's see what happens, I guess. These have the same sound as like the suits do in Awakening Lands, and I think that's hilarious. I literally spent days and days and days quadding those on a wizard on P99 for like the worst EXP ever. I did that for forever. Ended up getting all that armor off of it and everything else. And that was only because I just wasn't able to handle the geode guys that cast, so I was stuck over there on the stupid suits. And so yeah, I got familiar with hearing this sound. The squeaky sound. The rusty old armor. I wonder if like when you're designing a game, like if when you're designing a game, you're just like, I want to make it to where you can only scroll out so far, but at the same time, I want to make all the creatures so large that when you're fighting them, you can only see like half their body. I feel like that would be very strange. Like I would want, I mean, obviously you want to have big creatures or whatever, but if that's the case, let people like really scroll back and let's see them and stuff, but like I can only scroll back this far unless I change my entire camera view. And I don't think this guy's even as big as the actual avatar is. So it's like you're just staring at these dudes' crotches, like just fighting them. Just kind of strange. Especially in close quarters, you're like, oh. Weird to me. Like if you put in the work to, you know, to make the creature, you know, probably want people to be able to see it. I would think. That may be why I'm not a developer though, I guess. I have no idea. I'm getting worried for our success chances whenever I'm having a difficult time taking down the statue. But I'm going to keep a positive mindset here. It's a good question. Where did I put that thing at, actually? The next slot I got, I put this in here. I replaced it with this Obsidianicar. Right, it was about, I guess, probably like 30 minutes ago. I did get a bile-etched. I thought that was a waste, though. So I could be wrong there. Alright, so he's down, finally. Let's see, does he... That's kind of cool. I can't use it, but that's kind of cool, though. I'd love that, but I can't replace the haste item, so I'll hold that just in case. Reaver, don't need it. I'm only worth 3 plat. Don't need that. Okay, so now we're going to haul through here. Try to skip these guys because they have a tremendous amount of HP as well. Then we'll just fade at the end. Well, I was going to just fade at the end, but I'm getting summoned now. Let's see if I can pop out of this. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you know, Dave, the build itself hasn't been bad at all. It's actually really fun. I haven't been getting the upgrades that I really thought I was going to get throughout my little journey here, doing the solo self-found thing. But I'm starting to kind of creep into some upgrades. Like the chest plate I got is a pretty good upgrade. The boots have been a pretty good upgrade. Obviously, the 2 epics are great. This thing, once it chimes in, should be a much higher simp strike. But I really need to get some stuff to replace these actual other armor pieces that are just lustrous from Plane of Fear. So we'll have to see. I'm sure it'll come together here shortly. All right, let's get everything going here. Make sure I got everything on that I possibly can. And we are going to pop the idol. So this is the guy that just completely destroyed me the other day. So we'll have to see how this goes. So much damage. Well, so far I'm getting some pretty good taps in to keep this pretty even. You know what? Yeah, we were going to try to get Plane of Growth on the list next after either I was able to complete KO or got beaten by this guy. So we're definitely going to try Plane of Growth next, kind of hopefully to kill Tunair, but basically just to see if there's anything that we can get for any kind of upgrades. Golly, look at this damage. Just insanity. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. Getting tripled and quadded for 900 is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's make our way into Plane of Growth. Let's see if we can get some form of upgrades going. There's just no way we're going to be able to maintain that kind of damage output with this armor on. And I'm not even sure. I wonder if the armor is the issue, or if I just need to be having more heroic decks to stack for my procs. I have no idea. stop that one for now. We'll go on a plane of growth. Let's get this going. We'll do non-responding just in case we can take on Tunair. Oh, that was a friendly entrance right there. Okay, so it looks like based off the map that most of this stuff is light blue. So maybe I will be able to clear this stuff enough to get Tunair down. Well, let's try to pull a whole bunch of them. Let's see what happens. Oh wait, no, I see some names. Let's try to get these all together. Just galloped right on next to me and by me. Okay. So if there's the equivalent of that armor right there for Bard or SK or Zerker, then that should be great stuff. These names just like they haul around the zone. Just running full speed. Are you like stuck in the tree or something? Oh, okay. I was like, okay, cool. No, I guess everything just runs around here. Just hauls. There's an elder tree. Let's take him down. Let's see what happens. Tree. I am no tree. Yeah, this is too many, I think. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill these. I need more mana. Then I could do more of these little desperate dirges. Yeah, this guy's definitely not built for AoE. Takes forever. Just show. Oh my god, if I was a rogue, I'd be loaded up right now. Yeah, I saw nothing but rogue, warrior, and wizard gear so far, but that's okay. We'll definitely. The cool thing about this server is you've got 3 classes, so you've got like 3 times the odds of finding the class specific gear that you need. Because I would take Berserker, SK, or Bard gear as long as it was better. Ooh, got more wizard stuff. Man, wizard stuff. Okay. Yeah, no way. So I don't know if it's still the same, but if I remember correctly, there's like 2 cats up here at the top floor that have like a trolley amount of HP. Like just press auto attack and walk away amount of HP. So we'll have to see. Uh, Yeah, I think it's these guys. Yeah, basically just a silly amount of HP. Like, there's no reason these things should have this much HP. I always see the items that people link and out of character for like cheap, it says, and it's like, oh man. Not for me. Yeah, golly, they don't even do that much damage. It's just, hmm. And there's a whole nother one after this. So here's my goal. Since the armor I want is going to be dropping off of the trash mobs in the area, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to activate Tunair. She'll pop over here somewhere. I'm going to try to run by and get aggro. That way the rest of the zone will follow me. Round them up. Pop the disciplines that I can pop to do any kind of riposty damage or whatever else it is. And I'm going to try to kill as many of them as I can before I die. That's my plan. I know it's not a great plan, but it's the one I'm going to go with. After the marathon kill of these two Nair Guardians. Yeah, just an absolute insane amount of HP. Okay, cool. And a star ruby earring. I'm guessing they just consistently debuff too, because it took all my songs away and everything. Like, it's like the most terrible little puma ever. Alright, I should be able just to grab her aggro. Because she's stationary. So if I can grab her aggro. Ooh, what's this? Oh, that's not good. This is bad. There we go. Okay. Alright, so now everything should be chasing me all over the zone. Oh, wow. My map just updated and it's crazy. Alright, anyways. So I'm going to go over to the other side. Preferably near the zone in. Look at all this. Drones, swarm, drifting, death. Oh, okay. So they're all pretty much like right here. Oof. Oh, I got freaking summoned. Okay, well. Game on, boys. Jeez Louise. Alright, let's do it. Boom. Wow, didn't kill anything? Is that even real life? I have no idea how I'm still alive. Oh my god. They're just launching me around. Oh, there's the death coming. Yeah. Okay, well. That was it. That was it. Well, guys and gals, I have to go make some dinner for the fam. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm going to continue on my search for upgrades in Velious before we move on to Lukeland. So hopefully I can find some and kind of defeat more of the bosses here in Velious before we transfer out. Because I know that if I'm having issues with the Luke or the Velious bosses, there's just no way I'm going to be able to take down anything that Lukeland has to offer, because they have tremendously larger amounts of HP. Just gonna go see if I get any drops of anything that we killed. Hopefully, not, unless I only kill like one thing. It's wild that like I ran my entire riposte discipline and only killed like one thing. Anyways, thanks again, guys, for watching. You guys all have a blessed day, and I will look forward to you in the next video.